I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I 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 need it!
YouTube, what's poppin'? Michael here, welcome back to Technoid. And yes guys, we're gonna go straight to it, no introduction needed, you know what's going on. The Apple March 2022 event breakdown. So we're gonna talk about this event from my opinions perspective, and if you disagree with what I gotta say, I really don't care. But anyway, let's get right to it. So the March event is over, it's been a full 24 hours, and oh my goodness, were we hit with some nice products and some really confusing products. So let's start from the top up. So the first thing they talked about was Apple TV Plus. The thing that had me dying, also if you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me at Technoid12. I tweeted the entire event, I was ripping into Apple, having some fun, making some laughs. The thing that made me laugh the most was when they were promoting Apple TV Plus, they had the balls to promote Dua Lipa and fucking John Cena. Oh my god, I swear, of all things, like listen, I love John Cena and Dua Lipa's a great singer, but acting wise, I'll take John Cena over Dua Lipa, come on now. But anyway, moving on, they talked about then the, of course, iPhone, which we'll talk about in just a second, but they debuted a brand new spring color, which as you know, is the theme that they do every year now. It seems like that's going to be a thing. The green that we've seen from the iPhone 11 Pro came back, which kind of boggles me why they removed the green from the start. It kind of looks like vomit, but I guess people like it, so if you like it, go ahead. But then, of course, comes the torture porn. Yes, I am referring to the entire goddamn build that they did for the iPhone SE 5G. Apple literally had the balls to try to market this phone. They had the audacity to spend a whole charade talking about this phone. And the thing that had me dying wasn't the price increase, but the fact, oh my god, the fact that they compared this phone to the iPhone 6S, the 7, and the 8. We're talking 4, 5, 6-year-old phones. They're comparing the new SE with those? Are you kidding me? And they had a whole build package. Oh my god. I swear, it was like watching torture porn, man. It was so hard to look away, but you just had to keep watching. But anyway, then of course came the price reveal that they upped the price by $30. Not the biggest in the world, but selling the same phone that's literally been on the market for 8 years, yeah, even I have some doubt on that. Listen, I'm not gonna spend time trashing the iPhone SE because I understand there's a market for it. There are people that want a smaller form, yada, 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 I don't care. But what baffles me is even Apple knows they priced it too high because it does offer 5G, which they barely talked about because they know it's gonna kill your battery life on it. They say better battery, my balls. But the thing is, they literally, if you go on their webpage, their trade-ins are worth more than the phone's selling point. So even Apple knows they sold it too high. Oh man, I had a ball at that part. But anyway, moving on, then we get to the iPad Air, which was a huge shocker to me because they put the M1 chip in the iPad Air and it's supposed to be different. Listen, I don't know what Apple's doing with the iPad Air. I understand if they're trying to make it the Walmart version of the iPad Pro, which is not an insult, it's kind of positive, because you save money, because I think $599 is huge, incredible value. I can't lie about that. But the thing that is bothering me, the thing that I don't understand is, what is this tablet? Is it supposed to be a semi-pro tablet? Is it supposed to be a entertainment tablet? Because I have no idea what Apple thinks putting the M1 chip is gonna do. Because they can barely take advantage of the SoC on the iPad OS with the iPad Pros. So what makes you think they could take advantage of it on an iPad Air? Literally, the hardware is so future-proof, Apple cannot take advantage of it. So what was the point of putting the M1 chip? Why not just put the A15 Bionic? At least you make the excuse like the iPad mini. You don't have Face ID, but you got Touch ID. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know what was the point of that, but I do know anybody that bought an iPad Pro with the M1 chip is punching the air right now. Oh man. Unless of course you wanted that refresh rate. But anyway, iPad Air, pretty cool that they kept it the same price, but I'm so confused with what they're trying to do. But then of course we get to the main part of the event, the one that I was so glad they spent the most time on. The new Mac Studio, which I covered yet the day before the event. I was gonna say yesterday. And of course, the Studio Display, which is the eye candy for me. But taking a look at the Studio, the Mac Studio is the powerhouse, basically the beefed up version of the Mac Mini that everybody knows, but it's in its own league. It's basically for professionals, as it indicates, but it can also be for anybody looking for a high-powered desktop. Now, of course, it does have the M1 Max, and then of course, the one thing that nobody thought to talk about, because we were covering the M2 chip, because we thought we were going to see the M2, which thank God we didn't, but the M1 Ultra, which is basically the M1 Max stacked on top of each other. Even Apple out-pimped themselves on that one. But in all seriousness, the performance level is insane. Now, for somebody like me, that's not a machine that I'm looking for, but I can see a lot of people going into that route because that's basically your Mac Pro. It's even faster than the Mac Pro. Even Apple came out and said it. The next thing they gotta do is just take like 2 different Mac, whatever, I don't know. We'll get to that boat when we cross it. But the Mac Studio is an insane machine. It's basically very versatile. Like I said, it's got a modular-like setup with multiple ports, an SD card slot. They had the balls to say 3.5 was a Pro jack. Get the hell out of here. But in all honesty though, it is a great computer. It's got a lot of power and the starting price is pretty reasonable. $1999, $2,000, which kind of seems pretty reasonable, I'm not gonna lie. But the one thing at that event that had me, and the thing that I must get, no, it's not will get, I must get it, that Studio Display. That thing is incredible. A 5K Super Retina display, not an XDR type display, but a nice display with a little bit of bezel, but it has everything that the iMac has. Your speaker array, microphone, that camera at the top, which also has that kind of center stage feature, which center stage is the best thing Apple's got for iPads and Macs. But that display is beautiful. You could take any Mac that you have and turn it into an iMac with that display. And the best part, it is $15.99. That is the best price point they could have priced that display. I don't know about you guys, but that is the thing that I took away from this event, and I so want that display. I don't care when I go back to work because I'm focusing on college at the moment, but as soon as I get back to work, I'm putting a down payment on that thing. I'm doing a monthly finance. I'm getting the Studio Display. $15.99 is a hefty price to pay, but it's a worth price. And that is the Apple event. So overall, it was decent. I'm kind of glad that we didn't see the MacBook Pro with the M2 chip because nobody's on board for that device. Honestly, I don't think anybody really thinks that that's a pro machine. That's just an entry-level MacBook, which really doesn't do anything for us when even Apple said that the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro do the same thing. So it doesn't bother me that they didn't do that. But I am so confused with the iPad Air in terms of the hardware and the iPhone SE price jump that everybody's ripping to shreds. But overall, it was a good event. I had a lot of fun with it, especially that first half. Oh my God. But anyway, guys, let me hear your thoughts down below. What do you think of the event? Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy it or not? Let me know. As always, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you all in the next episode.